Time to get back to the kitchen now where Wendy is there with our guest chef today, Lindsay McDonald from Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota.
Oh, Scott, I have to tell you, Lindsay is making one of my favorite recipes. This is the bread pudding, and I have to say it's one of my favorites because it's just something that you can use. It's a staple in your house, and so you're going to tell us how you make it your way, which is even better.
Yes, and you know the best part about bread pudding is that there is a recipe for it, and I've provided a recipe, but there's so much leeway. You know,
Right.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to use croissants today because at the hotel we have a ton of extra croissants. So every morning, the extra croissants that the bakers have, we make into bread pudding.
And you said that the staler the bread, the better the bread
Yes,
pudding.
because
So why?
What makes it so great is that the more stale the bread, the less moisture's in it, and so it gives it the opportunity to just suck up all the moisture and all that egg and cream and all the good stuff in there.
Oh, it's eggs and cream. That's what makes it so very special.
Yes.
But you're adding some extra ingredients today,
Oh,
too.
yes. Today we're doing our peanut butter banana bread pudding that's on the menu in Jack Dusty.
Yeah.
And this is one of my little tricks when I'm making it at home is I don't like to stick my hands in the bananas and smush them up. So I smush them a little.
Oh, that's a
in
great
the
idea.
shell,
So
and
when they
then-
call for ones to be smushy, that's the best way to start.
That's how I do it. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
everybody's
makes a
got
lot
their
of
own
sense.
weird little tricks, but that's my weird little trick. So you can see they're already a little smushed when they come out of the
Yes,
shell.
that's
So that when
smart.
they're in the bowl, it doesn't take a whole lot to have to squish them up from there.
No, not at all. And then you're going to be adding all of these slowly to this mixture right here. And is that what happened? Oh,
This
okay.
is kind of the best part about bread pudding. That whole slow thing, you need to let it sit for about an hour after you make it.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't mix it together perfectly, like if you accidentally dump all the sugar in
Accidentally.
you know what? I have 3 kids. I don't get to start a recipe from start to finish, like ever. So, and they always want to help, and so this is a great recipe for everybody to help. I put in 2 eggs, 1 egg yolk, some vanilla, about 3.5 ounces of peanut butter, 2 bananas.
And how much sugar did you put in?
I put in about 8 ounces of sugar.
Okay, that's 1 cup of sugar, by the way. I do know
1
that.
cup
I
of
know my
sugar.
measurements, yes.
Yes, and so I'm just going to loosely mix these stiffer ingredients together till I get a nice paste at the bottom of the bowl. And then
And you could add anything else you wanted. As you said, you could put
Anything.
raisins in and cinnamon in, and you could do, you could even do almonds if you wanted
almonds,
to.
white chocolate, fresh apples, any kind of fresh fruit, anything you go to the store and you see right now that you say, oh my goodness, you know, I want to buy raspberries, but what am I going to do with them if I don't just eat raspberries?
Right.
You want to have some recipes like this that you
I
can
love the
make.
idea of doing this with croissants, too. I mean, that's kind of nice. No wonder it's so delightful. That is fabulous.
And when you go to the grocery store, you know, you don't want to go and buy those nice fresh croissants. I mean, if you're going to let them age for a day or two, absolutely. But always
But if
ask
you have
them.
bread, you can do that.
Any kind of bread, even whole wheat. Whole wheat makes a really, really nice accompaniment. So now I'm going to put in about 16 ounces of heavy cream.
16 ounces, that's 2 cups. 2 cups of heavy cream.
But there's
Oh my goodness.
there's protein from the peanut butter.
There's and there are eggs in there too.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's flour. It sounds very healthy already.
I'm a pastry chef, so I have to figure out a way to justify in a
Yes.
slightly healthy way every recipe I make. So
Oh.
today, that's what we're going to do.
that's
So
just gorgeous.
after you mix all this together, it's kind of a rough mix. What you're going to do is just sit it aside. I put mine in the refrigerator for an hour or 2.
Okay.
If you get distracted, you can leave it there for 4 hours. It's not going to hurt it at all. You're going to preheat your oven to about 325. If your convection oven, go a little bit lower at about 300.
Okay.
We don't want to get it too crispy on top. And so when it looks like this, you just set it aside. Easy. So we're going to pretend that we're letting that sit for a while. I like to bake my bread pudding in individual containers because, you know, any
just-
kind of ramekin
yes.
will work.
Oh, nice. And you can just put a little bit into the ramekin and then you put it into the oven individually. if
Absolutely.
you
And my
wanted to.
favorite is the ice cream scoop.
Yes, great idea.
And then it makes you look like you did it all perfectly. Nobody has to know that you portioned it with an ice cream scoop.
That's perfect.
So any kind of jars will work, any kind of ramekins will work. And then we get to the toppings. It's not just peanut butter banana. We can't just let that be.
But wait, there's more.
No. The meringue is one of my favorite toppings for this. And this is how we do it at Jack Dusty. We add a nice helping of fresh meringue to the top of it. And then the single most important tool in any pastry kitchen, if you have one in
Yes.
your garage, is the blowtorch. You want to toast it just a little bit, like a little bit of marshmallow.
Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Oh, we're not done though.
Oh, no, no.
So, and from this point, you can do caramel sauce, you can do hot fudge, anything you like with peanut butter and banana. I chose hot fudge.
Oh, of course.
So when we do this at the restaurant or at home or wherever you are, I just move the meringue aside a little, and then we dump in some hot fudge.
Oh, my goodness.
So
Just a little hot
and then
fudge. Look at that. Isn't
I got really
that
excited,
gorgeous?
so
Yes,
now
you
it's gonna overflow. And now it's ready. Oh,
Is that just amazing? I'm going to tell you, you can go to our website and you are going to be able to find this on the dining page, and you will be able to get this recipe for yourself. And just remember, Lindsay told you all the different things that you can add to this to make it your own. But my goodness, Lindsay, I'm going to have some, and we're going to go to the break.
Okay,
Oh, I'm
sounds like a
sure it's
plan.
just terribly good. Look at all this chocolate.
well, it's good for you.
It is good for you. It is good for you.
Protein,
Oh, my
bananas,
gosh, I can't wait to
antioxidants
try
in the
it.
chocolate.